ladies and gentlemen, Thursday, the 22nd day of April 2010. Important broadcast lined up for you. We have Bill Murphy joining us, who heads up GATA, the Gold Antitrust Action Committee. A few weeks ago, they testified in Congress about clear, red-handed evidence of J.P. Morgan Chase and others manipulating and suppressing the gold and silver market. He will be joining us coming up in the third hour today. We're going to have open phones on a host of issues coming up in the next segment after I go over some of the news. The toll-free number to join us on air is 1-800-259-9231. It is Earth Day, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't mean taking care of the earth. It means learning to shut down our standard of living and become feudal slave serfs. It is Earth Day, my friends, and without even searching around looking for Earth Day news, I saw it on ABC, I saw it on CNN, you name it. There was an article, it was the headline story at CNN.com, just an hour or so ago, I don't know if it's still the top story, that said, green sex, how to be green about your sex. And I knew what I was going to read as soon as I saw the headline, and sure enough, buried in the middle, it said, a one-child policy in America. And then I started looking around on some other big news sites, and guess what? I saw it everywhere I looked. That's right. Have a hybrid car, have mercury-filled light bulbs, let the government raise taxes on you, that will save the planet. And, yes, one-child policy, just incredibly draconian, amazing police state promotion. But it's put out there all fluffy and touchy-feely and sweet for everyone. So we're going to be breaking down what the real environmental movement is and what it's pushing and what it stands for and how it dupes a lot of well-meaning fools. Also, the big central banks are pushing the global carbon taxes as one leg of their funding system to shut down the real economy, in their own words. A key article up on prisonplanet.com. Bankers prepare to assault Americans with VAT transaction tax. And this is being simultaneously announced around the world by every major nation that is under globalist control. Meanwhile, Obama denies link to timing of SEC case, and he doesn't intend to give back the Goldman Sachs campaign donations. Also, millions face tax increases under Dems' budget plan. The AP is now admitting all these other hidden taxes where Obama breaks his pledge. Of course, the value added affects everyone at every level, and he's saying it's definitely needed. A financial VAT and a manufacturing VAT, a overall retail sales VAT. And they've announced today the new $100 bill. Looks like the euro. That's not me saying that. That's Vanity Fair. America's new $100 bill might as well be the euro. That's coming up. Also, Goldman and the White House connections raise eyebrows. Turns out they have been secretly and quietly communicating with each other. No kidding, they're Obama's biggest campaign donor. In other financial news, wholesale prices rise in March as food costs jump. The Great Recovery. And we will continue with the financial news after the break. Greek debt crisis gets worse as EU revises figures. And then I'm going to shift gears into groups ask DHS to suspend full-body imagers. I'll tell you about that contest that we've been having when I'm going to announce the winners of that, and a lot more today. I haven't even scratched the tip of the iceberg. Dick Morris, last night on Fox, said Bill Clinton personally orchestrated 93 Waco, Texas tragedy. Well, actually, we knew that from the congressional hearings back at the time, but this is sending shockwaves to the media. He said that Janet Reno was blackmailing him. That's coming up as well. It is Earth Day, 40 years of UN Club of Rome brainwashing, teaching the population that any type of economy, any type of wealth, any type of property is evil if it's not in the hands of the government and the mega corporations that control government. All over the news, they're promoting one-child policies in the West. It's not good enough that the West is having on average 1.3 children. That's for every man and woman that get married or have children. In their lifespan, they have 1.3. Not even near the replacement rate. You need to have 2 children to replace yourselves. If you've got 2 bluebirds, 2 swallows with golden chest, they have to have at least 2 more birdies, baby birds that end up getting hatched and live to be able to replace themselves. And it's the same thing with humans. And the West is dying beautifully. 1.3, total implosion. And, of course, it's the trendies in the West that do what the media tells them, and they're telling women especially how awesomely cool and radical and beautiful it is to not have children. Meanwhile, they're pumping your vaccines and your water and your GMO food full of sterilants in case you don't make the right decision to make sure you can't have children even if you want to. And, of course, then most women wait till they're 35, 40 and then desperately want children. And by then, too late, globalists win. Ha, 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 ha. Mission completed. Death of the West. A great victory against humanity continues. And so we'll be breaking that down today. Also, the Goldman Sachs situation is developing nicely. More and more criminality is coming out. Of course, it came out earlier in late 2009 that Geithner was giving orders to the big central banks when he was New York Fed chairman, illegally, not to tell the federal government where the bailout money went. And they still won't say. He's now Treasury Secretary. He won't say why he doesn't pay his taxes either. He just, look, I rule you. You're dumb slaves. Go watch a football game, a basketball game. Tiger Woods is playing golf right now. That's what's important. Larry King, his wife supposedly cheated on him. That is important. Okay, go pay attention to that, not to the fact that Goldman Sachs and others got all your major city, county, police, fire, and private pension funds and are now openly saying they're going to, quote, invest it in failed banks and that you won't be getting your money. That is not important. And if you criticize that, well, that means you're violent racist. You're like, but what does wanting my pension fund have to do with racism? Shut up. Shut up, racist. Shut up, terrorist. If you don't shut up, you're going to cause terrorism. And when it happens, it's going to be blamed on you. Don't protest. Don't speak out. Sit down and shut up now. Is that clear? Meanwhile, there is a new April 2010, Violent Voices, Anti-Government Extremism takes on new intensity. And the main target of this lengthy 20-page report, the group mentioned the most is Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, and yours truly, Alex Jones. It says an ADL Center on Extremism special report. There's nothing in here about Democratic Party-funded groups and anarchist groups funded by foundations running around in Nazi uniforms and with Nazi signs saying they're with the Tea Parties. There's nothing about that, no. Nothing about government murdering people or false wars or drone attacks on weddings or Iraqi children being fired on by Apache helicopters and the pilots laughing about it once they learn it was children. Nothing about that. No, it's all culling Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and really finding mild criticism like, man, when are the American people going to riot like they're doing over in Kyrgyzstan? And, oh, my goodness, they call for law enforcement action. And strangely enough, Fox News, as you know, 3 weeks ago, wrote 2 different articles going off comments on Infowars.com, and they announced in the article that they called Homeland Security on us. And they implied in the article that I had said the things that were in comments. So finally we went to comment registration, and that's cleaned it up quite a bit. And I guess they cull through the PrisonPlanet.com forum and try to find anything mildly aggressive. Meanwhile, you can go to YouTube, Google, Yahoo message boards, Fox Nation, Remember the Southern Poverty Law Center, Watson's doing an article on this a few months ago, had comments in there about how I should be killed, how I should be murdered. But that's okay. I mean, you can have Michael Reagan saying, kill 9/11 truthers, kill Mark Dice. He said, I will pay for the bullets. I'm serious. Call me. I will give you the money. He said that children should have hand grenades shoved into their bodies and should be detonated. All Palestinian children should be blown up with hand grenades. That's loving and good. As long as it's establishment right wing or establishment left wing, the sky's the limit. But they're getting ready to take the pension funds. They've already taken quite a few. You see it here and there in the news. The inflation's starting to go up. We're in a depression. They're going to pass all these new taxes designed to shut the economy down even faster.